Hi, I am Deely Inspires, and you guys are now tuned in to another episode of AIB Talks. Listen, you guys are definitely in for a treat. If you're an entrepreneur and maybe you feel stuck, maybe you've been doing it by yourself for the last 3 to 4 years and you don't know which direction to go from there. Maybe you feel like you don't know how to hire other individuals or you don't have the money to hire people. Maybe you're an author and you're like, hey, look, I want to expand, but I know I need people to help me. And then you're saying, hey, look, I hired coaches, I hired mentors, I took certain courses, but they weren't as successful or gave me the solutions that I really need. Listen, guys, I know exactly how you guys feel this way right now. And that's why I've definitely invited one of our guests, Nedra Buckmire. She's an empowerment life coach, certified life coach, to help you transition from just being an entrepreneur into a small business owner. Some of you guys may say, hey, look, I'm in ministry. I love the Lord. You know, this is the direction I'm going to go. But I know a lot of my clients may not go to church. How do I definitely give them solutions and operate in my God-given talents? Because I know this is what I'm supposed to do without being churchy, preachy, or being overbearing of what your belief system may be. And you definitely still want them to feel loved. You want them to feel comfort. How do you differentiate from being too nice and being a business owner? How do you differentiate being a friend and also that colleague? How do you go from point A to point B? Listen, I have the same questions and you guys are going to get the answers during this episode. Make sure you guys keep watching as we speak to life empowerment coach, Nedra Buckmire. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You know what? We're excited too, because I think we're going to be able to get questions answered that I secretly have. And some people who are watching this too as well.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't already know, but Nedra Buckmire has published a book, Unlikely But Chosen, which is a daily journal. All right. When God's choice is the best choice. Sometimes we go through different. You give them a little background on what is it that you do, but also how did you come into the field of being an empowerment life coach?
Well, I'm so glad to be here. Deely Speaks. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you again for having me today. How did I get where I am today? We don't have 15 years. But we do have a moment to make an impact. So I would say maybe 6-7 years ago, I started the journey of just always wanting to help people. And then there was just a plethora of individuals that young ladies, women older than me, who would continually approach me and saying, do you mentor? Can you be my mentor? Do you, things like that. And at that particular moment, I thought, oh my goodness, where are these people coming from? And obviously they're seeing something in me, not to say that I doubted that it was there, but when you have the ability to influence and impact people where they are and where they hurt, they reach out for more. And so I believe it was a convergence of me of understanding a purpose for me and then being confident to walk in that purpose. So when they started to approach me and ask me about mentorship and things like that, I immediately thought, oh my goodness, I need to go to school. I need to go somewhere to just kind of add with what I already know. And my husband said something very powerful to me. He said, do you think that the reason why they are approaching you is because of what you already have? Not that I had to pull in from somewhere else, but obviously there's some connection that was made with who you are today. And they wanted more of that. And I was like, you are so smart. But I still went, actually still I still went to Dream Releasers Coaching. That's where I received my certification. It was a process where continual learning, in classes, teleclasses, all of the above. I loved the journey. It was a lot of work. And that's how I received my certification, through Dream Releasers Coaching. And so that's how I started on the coaching track. Mm-hmm. And when I got into it, I was like, oh my goodness, I love empowering people. To empower an individual is to give power away. To give it away. So that what you have on the inside of you, your strengths, your abilities, the ability to be able to put a plan together or walk someone through a process, that is your power. Now, that's not the only power, but that you have, if you have the capability and the bandwidth to be able to impart that, because everybody can't do it. You'll have individuals who know how to do it, but it's not easily translatable for them. And so for me, when I kind of discovered the niche and then being able to go to the coaching school, it helped me to put the pieces together and then be able to bring something sustainable. Not that what I had was not sustainable, but it helped to give me the teaching tools and how to, put together even programs and things like that to help them, whether it's a group empowerment coaching or if it's one-on-one or if it's in an organ. Put myself in a position to stretch. So, but that was the starting point for me. People coming to me asking, well, can you mentor me? Can you walk with me? And, things of that nature. Now, mentoring and coaching are two different things.
Okay, explain that.
When you mentor an individual, there is normally an individual, the mentor, and then the mentee relationship. This is someone who's coming to you to say, oh my goodness, I'm a dancer. And you could be an up-and-coming dancer, but may not have been in it as long. And you see that this person is established. They have a track record of success. And you come to them and you're like, can you teach me, or can you kind of pour into me X, Y, and Z? That is a mentorship where what's usually a more senior, doesn't mean in age, but the individual with their experience and their ability to have success in a role or in that particular job or function. And so they kind of take people under their wing, so to speak, and kind of show them. So you're like, no, this is how you do it. No, this is, okay, wait a minute, let's try this. That would be a mentorship relationship. Now, coaching is different because when you are coaching someone, what you're doing is you are asking powerful questions to help them draw the conclusion that's already on the inside of them.
Right. So you're kind of like, as a coach, you're kind of like pulling what's already in.
You're pulling it from them.
And making them see that.
Exactly. And that's when they have the aha moments. You're like, wait a minute. I knew that.
Right.
But because a question or series of questions or situations were posed to you, you may not have thought about it. And it causes you to think beyond sometimes the cap that we put on ourselves.
Right. Now that is profound, because it's not necessarily other people who are putting this cap on us or limiting belief system on us. It's usually ourselves.
Absolutely.
And so if you guys are watching this, maybe you are calling yourself a coach. Maybe you are calling yourself a mentor. It's the different two. Because I know working with authors who are also in business, a lot of them call me coach. And I'm like, oh, I'm not a coach. I'm just a consultant. I'll just talk to you. I will encourage you and move you along the way, right? However, it's really great to know, to differentiate yourself between the two, because that instills boundaries. Now, when you're talking about unlikely chosen, right? For me, what that means to me is that my past is shameful, my story is not great, and I'm the one that may be in the background. Now, when you created this title for this book, what did you want that to resonate with the people who are either reading the book or finding out about unlikely, but they're chosen?
So when I think about, because my own personal life, and what I've experienced, everybody has a past.
Right.
Everybody has a history. And sometimes we are ashamed of that history. And we are, because, we bumped our heads, we found ourselves in the pit, and then we found ourselves in the pit again. So when I wrote this, it actually started out as an empowerment teaching for our youth. And the story, the foundation of it comes from David and Goliath. But when we think about David, David had the confidence within himself. However, there were so many people around him that was like, you're too little, you're too young, you don't have the ability, you don't have the, the lineage, or you don't have the what do you call that? The years or the tenure, so to speak, the tenure as a soldier. And even when the armor was put on him, it was too big. So he had to move with how he was capable of moving. So oftentimes we as individuals, we hear those voices. You can't, you won't. Remember what you did? Remember where you found yourself? And you have to shut that stuff out, because what you'll begin to think is that, you know what, I'm unlikely. I can't, this is not something that I can, excel in. I'm not good at this. Heck, what am I? What can I do? And you begin to listen to the voices and really not what's inherent on the inside of you. Everyone has inherent gifts and abilities that often go untapped because they are crowded with the voices of doubt, the voice of fear of what I can't do. Oh, I don't believe I have. And so many times individuals will be halted in what they truly want to do because they're afraid.
Right.
And so when I think about the book and the concept of unlikely but chosen, I wanted people to understand and have confidence within themselves, that you cannot, because of any amount of unfavorable situations, you can't discount yourself. You cannot, and you can't listen to the naysayers. Then you have to just do it. Just get up and do it. And sometimes you have to. Hello, my name is Nedra Buckmire. I'm a certified life and empowerment coach. Have you experienced some change in your life lately and you're really not sure of the direction you should take? Or maybe it's not change. Maybe you are really looking to do something different, something greater. You feel something beckoning within inside of you, but you don't know how to connect the dots. I can help you find clarity. Why don't you click the link and schedule a Discovery Clarity call with me? I'm looking forward to meeting you.
If you're looking for a sign, this is it. And there is no better time than now. This is D. Lee Inspires here, and you're invited to become a featured author at the upcoming 4th Annual Authors in Business 3-City Tour, Atlanta, Dallas, and Los Angeles. And if you're watching this video, then it means two things: that you're aspiring or a published author, and you're ready to position your books on shelves like Barnes & Nobles, airports, local libraries, and even church bookstores. Listen, we want to put the spotlight on authors who have been overlooked, just like yourself, providing the opportunity for authors to speak on stage, to sell their books and products, to build a bigger audience, and even see your face on billboards in each city. Come and be amongst other authors who get it. An event where authors and businesses connect during the ultimate group book signing. Check out all the details at dleeinspires.com/events. Share this video and I'll see you in the next city.